Well, we're in the car. What does that mean?
We're going somewhere.
We're in the daily.
We're in the daily driver. It's Ford Fusion. It's reliable. But anyway, hey, we're headed out to go look at a new Gasratz project. So, I don't know. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You'll probably see what it is in like 3 minutes, but we won't know for 2 hours because it's about 2 hours away from us.
Yeah. So we'll take you on the journey.
Take you on the journey down to San Diego.
Let's go. So,
salami and turkey.
We're only 10 minutes into the drive. I missed my lunch, so I just want to show you that I actually eat sandwiches.
It's human food.
It's human food.
Oh man.
Is it turkey salami?
Yeah, turkey salami.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not a bad sandwich.
My wife made it, so I can't.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
So, how many more hours do we have left in this drive?
Well, we're going from LA to San Diego, so it's about 2 hours.
On a Saturday night?
On a Saturday, so we'll see how that pans out. But
we'll get there probably around 10. It's 4 now.
wait, what? Where are we going? No, where everyone's quarantined, so they're still home. I don't know.
Hopefully.
Anyway, we'll see.
I'm looking at this dually right here. Slow down a little so we can see the back. Oh, look at the knees on them. They're huge. But it's not a dually, it's one huge tire all the way across.
Wow, that's cool, man.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I like that.
I know it exists, but I've never seen it on a truck like that. It looks pretty rad.
It looks really good.
San Diego boobs.
Those are known as San Diego boobs. For those of you who are not in California.
That's how you know you're going from LA to San Diego.
Yeah. So when you're going from LA to San Diego, you always pass the San Onofre nuclear power plant. That was it right there. Looks like a big pair of boobs.
Right on the ocean. Pretty rad. So, what are we cruising in right now?
So last night we got to our destination in San Diego a little later than we thought, so we didn't have too much sunlight left. And also, for sake of privacy for the owner, we decided to not video, but it is the next day. We're taking a little cruise in our new vehicle. When we get there, we'll pull out and show you what we got. So this is it. This is what we went out to San Diego last night to purchase. So pan over, take a look.
pretty.
It's a 1974 C10 Custom Deluxe. Most of it looks pretty original. I mean, the guy had it, he lowered it a little bit, so there's still things that we're discovering on the vehicle. So the cool part about it is that for the most part, I mean, it looks pretty decent. There's a little bit of rust in your normal spots.
This side's pretty clean.
This side's pretty clean.
Yeah. Yeah, the bed's all right.
Look at the bed, looks pretty good. There's not too much rust in here.
Not at all. Just a work bed.
A little bit, yeah.
It was a work truck, yeah.
Come around to the passenger side. Still looks pretty decent. Look, obviously it's been repainted at some point, but kind of dig that paint job. It's got a little bit of rust here, which I don't know. I kind of like it.
And our repop panels, if it ever became an issue, you get these panels for so cheap, yeah.
So, yeah, the thing's a little bit lower than we wanted. We're going to end up probably messing with it a little bit and get everything kind of leveled out to where we want it.
It's a 5.7 drop.
Yeah, it's a 5.7 drop, so it's pretty low.
Pretty low in the front. It's, I mean, the subframe's probably, or the front, you know.
The cross.
Yeah, cross member is probably like 3 inches off the ground.
Yeah, it's a little too low for my likings, but the cool part is this. Check this out.
Oh!
It's already LS swapped.
But it's pretty much the same exact motor that the Jeep has.
Yeah, the same thing.
Same exact thing we did to the Jeep. So, except for we had a turbo 350 and this has a 460.
So check this out. The best part about this is we buy a car for whatever price we paid, which we won't disclose because we got a killer deal. But we drove from San Diego back to Los Angeles
122 miles?
122 miles at 60, 70 miles an hour on the freeway.
Cruising. This thing is just made for the freeway.
We didn't have to break out the AAA Gold card.
No. It's got 373 rear gear, so, and with the 460 it just cruises. He was like 70 miles an hour at 18,000 RPM, so, or 1800 RPM, so it was just eating it up.
Yeah. So pretty stoked on this. I mean, this thing's dialed in. We got to do a little tuning still on it, but you know.
But it's got a comp cams. We're not exactly sure which one, but he said it had 525 thousandths lift on it, so it was. It's a little hoppy cam.
It's got a little chop.
Yeah, it's just enough to be like a really rad daily driver. It just runs good. It just does what it needs to do, and that's what these LSs are all about.
Yeah.
So we're super stoked to have another LS in the family. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Be a good daily driver.
It's got the LS1 intake on it and a whole bunch of nice ICT billet items on here, and you can see they have the ICT billet spacers on the injectors. And then it's some speed engineering headers that are made exactly for this fit. So they fit super nice, and they have V-bands in the back. So that will save us some trouble down the line if we need to get to the exhaust.
So you got the cylinder booster, and then you got the proportioning valve because we got rear disc brakes on this as well.
Yeah, super rad. Rear discs.
Stops on a dime.
And
let's go inside. Let's take a look at the interior. It's not too bad.
Oh, and one quick, the fuel system is the fuel regulator from the Corvettes, the LS1 one. It's like, I think it has an MSD pump behind it. Same thing we have on the Jeep. It's almost the same build. It's crazy, yeah. And if anyone's wondering, we have stock engine management with a modern vintage harness.
Yeah, it's modern vintage harness. This is probably before, I don't know if that's before Holley.
I think it was before the Holley came out.
We tried to do a research on them, and they're...
But he's seen the effects of the Jeep, the Terminator X and the Jeep, and he's almost half tempted to just pull the trigger now.
Yeah, so. I think that's probably going to be something we can find so we can get a deal and get a Holley in here, but
for now,
for the most part, I mean, interior is decent for something from 74. The seats obviously
been reupholstered.
Nice.
Oh, this is our fuzzball for the mic. Sorry, friends.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get. Oh yeah, there we go. The camera zoomed in. Here we go. The dash is your typical 70s dash. It's got the cracks in it, but this is it's all minor stuff. Yeah. The bones are there. It's already ready to go.
Good bones. Good bones being a drivetrain transmission.
Yeah, this thing steers like a champ.
Dude, this thing, it's tight on the freeway, handles really well. Other than the lift, I mean the suspension's a little low, but it never bottomed out at one point at all. So,
and you're running a scan gauge here, and so basically it just plugs into the stock OBD2 port here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we can get it to come on real quick, but when you do, it gives you 4 different readings, and here we go. So it just kind of gives you the basics. It's giving us RPM, water temp, mile per hour. We're going super fast right now. And intake air temperature. You can just push these buttons and it adjusts it. So it's a pretty cool way to check up on your LS and make sure.
I watched that thing all the way home last night, just make sure the air temperature was
2 hours of being freaked out on the way home.
Coolant was air temperature. I'm sorry, coolant was good.
And we have a functional fuel gauge. That's luxury.
Yeah, that's I think the only thing that works on the dash, so this is all you need. So
yeah. So maybe there's some Dakota gauges down the line, or some odometer gauges or something, but for now the bones of this thing are they're killer.
Super stuck, man. So yeah.
How's this thing pull? Oh man, this thing's rad, dude. It just wants to party.
It just wants to party.
It's a party truck.
We're gonna party with this thing.
She is definitely a super pretty truck. There's a little body rust here and there, but nothing that can't be fixed. It's all in the panels. But she's super low. He's trying to squeeze on out of here. That thing's basically sitting on bump stops. So that will be probably the next thing we're gonna do with this truck. We probably bring it up a little bit because it's just a little too low for daily driving. And we're hoping this will be the daily driver for a while. So